There are four major things that you and I, as actors and actresses and performers, do each and every day. But we have to be conscious of it, because if we're not conscious of these four things, we are not going to succeed, and we are not going to succeed and be fulfilled in our acting career and our life. What are these four things? I'm about to tell you, so stay tuned. Have you ever heard of sense memory? Now, sense memory is an acting technique that we use as actors, and it includes, well, the five senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And we use these every single day of our lives. When it comes to acting, that's right, that's what I said. When it comes to acting, we must consciously use these senses on a conscious level, on a very sensitive, conscious level, because if we do not, we will fall into these four categories. And that's what I'm going to show you today. These four things that we do as human beings need to be selected carefully as we act. So here they are in no order in particular. Envisioning versus seeing. Listening versus hearing. Two of these are really good for your acting career and your life, and two of them are not. Two of them, I feel like I'm in Sesame Street. Thank you, Arnie. But it's true. Two of these are passive, and two of these are active. Now, which ones are passive and which ones are active? That's right. The hearing and seeing, those are physical, and they are passive. Have you ever had a woman tell you, "You never listened to me"? "I heard what you said." "Really? What did I say?" When you see something, you see it. You could see it at a glance. You could see a post. You could see a person. However, if you envision something, it is a strong, pulling, compelling focus is exactly. We always gravitate towards our focus. You've heard me say it before. I'll say it again, and I'll say it forever. It's this: we don't get what we expect. We get what we focus on. So, for example, say you're playing a character who is in hot pursuit of happiness. Yes, 2006. The Pursuit of Happiness, a true story starring Will Smith. Now, allow me to read you the synopsis. If you haven't seen the movie, if you have, great. If you haven't, see it. A struggling salesman takes custody of his son as he is poised to begin a life-changing professional career. Based upon a true story about a man named Christopher Gardner. Gardner has invested heavily in a device known as the bone density scanner. Now, he feels like he has made some success in selling these devices. However, they do not sell well, as they are only marginally better than X-rays of a much higher price. As Gardner works to make ends meet, his wife leaves him and he loses his apartment. Yes, he's homeless. Forced to live out in the streets with his son, Gardner continues to sell bone density scanners while at the same time taking an unpaid internship as a stockbroker with slim chances for advancement to an actual paid position. Before he can receive any pay, he needs to outshine the competition through 6 months of training and sell his devices to stay afloat. Now, I don't know where you're living. Okay, I have lived in various places around the US of A. Some have been great. Some have been a room, to tell you the truth. However, my focus, my expectation, and my focus was to be on television. And I was. And I continue to pursue my acting career. This gentleman here, picture this, if you will. He's forced to live, not alone, with his 8-year-old son out in the streets of New York, while selling bone density scanners, while pursuing an unpaid internship. Now you may say, "Wow, David, he's crazy." No, he wasn't crazy. He was determined. He was focused. He did not give himself a way out, only a way in, i.e. a plan A and no plan B. Now, what does this have to do with sense memory? Sense memory is knowing our environment as well as our atmosphere, which an actor on a set really needs to be consciously aware of. If you want to be a great actor and get paid and be significant in this industry, you have to be consciously aware of your surroundings all the time, even when you're not on a set, even when you're just being yourself. Here's the significance of those four things, those four words that I shared with you a minute or two ago. Envisioning versus seeing, listening versus hearing. I'll give you an example. You see an email, and it's for an audition. And you're in a hurry about one thing or another, so you scan it and you get excited about it. And you go to the audition, and you wrote down in haste, you wrote down the address and this and that, and then it turns out that the audition was yesterday, because you were late in seeing this email. That's called seeing versus envisioning. Envisioning slows you down, giving you the ability to create and reflect on exactly what is going on strategically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Have you ever done that? I have. Or here's an embarrassment for you. I've been in this position as well. You see an email and it's a great opportunity for you to audition, and you love the story and you're stoked about it, and it's a paid position and you're not sure whether you're ready or not, but you know what? You're gonna jump in with both feet. And then you didn't read it close enough because you ended up being 20 minutes late. Yeah. And you knew the director professionally. You can make up whatever scenario that you like, but the point of the fact is we have to envision our lives every single day and not just see it. You may see a tree, but a botanist, that I guarantee you, would see a tree a lot differently. Why? Because he has conscious knowledge and he has a passion towards what he's doing. Now here's another example. Listening versus hearing. Listening versus hearing. I already gave you the husband and wife scenario. But say, for instance, you were told on a set to do a certain task at a certain time, and you heard what the director said. You heard what your colleagues said. However, you didn't really listen to all the details. And when you set things up and did your job on the set, it was wrong. Why? Because you heard it and you didn't listen. Sense memory needs to be paid attention to. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be developed over time. And here's the kicker about the whole thing. If you slow down and you get lazy about sense memory, you get lazy about hearing versus listening and seeing versus envisioning, your skill goes down. And then people don't want to hire you in the film or the play because you have not been TLCing your listening and your envisioning. So now that I gave you a big enough why, we're going to discuss the how. How do you improve on your envisioning and listening? Buy a vision board. That's what I said. Buy a vision board. You might say, David, what's a vision board? Some of you know what it is, some of you don't. A vision board is basically like a cork board. You put it up on the wall, and then you tack different pictures on it. Pictures of the things that you really, really want. Do you want to become a cinematographer? Then you would take a picture of a cinematographer actively engaging in his craft, and you would put it up there. If you want a beach house in California, if you want to be an actor on Broadway, whatever you desire. And what this basically is listening, envisioning what you want. That's what I said. Now you're getting it. Envisioning and listening to your heart every single day. And if you do that, you're directing your passion. I teach my students how to take their passion and direct it specifically into different areas of their life. 5 specific areas to be exact. If you just do this one activity and create a vision board for yourself, and of course, observe it every day and speak to it, that is mine. I am a cinematographer. I am a great Broadway actor. Because whatever we focus on, we don't get what we expect. We get what we focus on. Then your sense memory, which is an activity, it's an exercise for actors, it will come more naturally. Because you will be happy. You will be full of hope and faith and joy and energy. And you will be focusing your life instead of just existing. Now, if you like that, I'm going to tell you something else. Have you ever felt like you're sacrificing something that you love? Or actually, have you ever felt like you're sacrificing something that you don't want in the first place, but you don't want to lose it because you've gotten comfortable with it? Yeah. Sometimes we fight for what we don't want. So I want to direct you to an article that I wrote a few years ago. And the title of this article is called, What Are You Sacrificing Your Life For? Because very often, I don't know about you all, but I have fought for what I don't want in my life. Simply because I got used to it. And the whole idea and the whole secret in this whole video that I'm sharing with you is this. Sharpen up your sense memory. How do you do that? By listening and not just hearing. By envisioning and not just seeing. Therefore, you will have more focus on your expectation. And you will have more passion. And you will grow more. And the sacrifices that you make, time, energy, money, relationships, it's not going to be as painful as what you might believe. If you need a coach, I may be the one for you. DavidThompsonCoaching.co. DavidThompsonCoaching.co. Sign up for a free consultation. I look forward to hearing from you. Subscribe, like, and share, and thank you very much. And remember this, the best way to dream is with a dream board.